Well, it's November 14th today, and I just scored myself some free wood chips, a truckload actually, so I'm pretty excited about that. It's hard to come by wood chips, I find, so I'm going to take advantage of these quite well. I will be lighting my walkways where I've got a bunch of weeds and grass growing, so I've got lots of this started, but I'm going to finish this one off and finish that one off, and then I have another bed over here that I am going to start trying the back to Eden garden technique for gardening over in this section here. I piled these ones on a few weeks ago, and these ones I just put here yesterday because I got a small pile left over, and I'm just going to continue down here to finish it off with and hopefully see how that works. I'm going to do my tomatoes here next year, so it's going to be a good spot. Nice, lots of sun over here. So let's get started with piling up the wood chips. So these wood chips, there's a bunch of hardwood I believe, and I noticed there's some cedar in there. I don't care much about the cedar because I'm not using them on my beds, but the cedar is good for your pathways, helps prevent the weeds coming up as well, because apple or whatever is in them helps kill things. So it's good to have that in your paths. So the other good thing about wood chips is, the amount of good beneficial nutrients that they put into the ground once they break down. Some of the wood chips I've had here for about a year or two, when I dig them up, the soil is so nice, and there's tons of worms, loose soil, and it's just amazing for adding nutrients back to your garden where you need it. Some of my old beds, I did put wood chips on and try it. Now that they've broken down, the soil is really nice in them. So I may even try one or two beds that way. We'll see what happens. But right now, today it's just about lighting my walkways. The other thing too when I'm doing the wood chips is I'm making sure I'm putting down a whole bunch of layers of cardboard or paper bags. I got campers and they put all their leaves in these paper bags, which works out great for me because then I can use them for my walkways, and it just helps kill off some of the things underneath. And this is a whole bunch of quack grass that I have out here. It's terrible stuff. Really hard to get rid of, but I find that having 3 or 4 layers of cardboard or bags, whatever you have at hand, it prevents the weeds from coming through for at least a season or two, and then when they do come through, it's just so much easier just to rip them out because the soil's nice and loose. The roots don't stick in as easily as they would if it was harder soil, and that's my tip if you're doing your walkways or anything. I even do my garden beds like that. I'll blade on cardboard before I start a bed to kill everything, 3 or 4 layers of cardboard, and put my compost mulch on top. So I'm going to start with this bed here, get this one this walkway finished off, and then go with the next one. And just before I put down more wood chips, I just wanted to show you what it looks like underneath the cardboard and paper bags once you've got rid of, once they've been down for a few weeks or even for the whole summer. It's nice in here, look, everything's died back, and you can even notice there are worms galore here. There's one nice big guy right there, and over here there's another guy there, a whole bunch of guys in here as well. So, just tons in here. So what they're doing, they're just breaking down everything underneath and making it nice and loose and just putting lots of worm castings into the soil there. So yeah, they're just putting all the nutrients back in, eating all the stuff that's down there. I may even collect some of these guys and toss them in the compost pile to help the compost pile get a kickstart. Then I'll come back and I'll finish this walkway off. And just another thing to note, when I'm laying down the wood chips here, I'm putting them in about 1/2 foot thick, just so when they break down, they'll get more compressed. And as I walk on them as well, they'll compress as well. So it doesn't hurt to do more than less. Especially if you have them, I'd always go more. There you go, so this section is done. And another thing is, I like to do it in the fall time as well. That way it has time to settle and start leaching out some of the resins, especially if they're brand new wood chips. They got resins in them that you don't want on your beds if you're using them on top of your beds. So ideally, you want to let them set for a year, but because they're my pathways, I don't care a whole lot about that. So we'll go do another walkway here and continue on. So what I've actually decided to do, instead of doing some of my walkways, what I'm going to do is put wood chips around my cherry trees here. I've got 2 cherry trees that I got about 3 years ago, and they are so small. This one, he was doing really well the first year, and I think something ate it, so it went down to basically like 1/2 inch. And so this is what I've got this year. He's about 1/2 foot tall. Problem around here is this grass here goes so tall in the summertime, it just chokes everything out. So I'm gonna lay the wood chips around. Hopefully it'll kill the grass off, and then over time the nutrients from the wood chips will go and help the roots and give this cherry tree a bit more energy to grow bigger and stronger and give me cherries. Probably won't be like 5 years till I get cherries, whatever. But I've got another cherry tree over there. He's actually was a lot weaker than this guy when I first got him, but he ended up growing bigger than this guy. So we'll get started here, get the wood chips around. I'm probably just going to use my hands here because I don't want to bury my little tree here. So the idea here is you don't want to get the wood chips right down to the base of your tree here. You want to give it some room here so it can breathe. And as well, if you put your wood chips down, it's just going to start rooting higher up on the tree branch. So you don't want that. You just want to have it around, kill the grass, let it rot, give it nutrients back to the tree. So I'll show you my other tree here that's in a better shape than this guy here. I probably picked the worst place to plant the trees just because it's so much grass. But here we go, here's our other guy here. So this guy here actually was smaller than that guy. I thought he was going to die off, but he's actually sprung back and done way better. And I put this post around him just last week because he was actually falling over. So I'm trying to train him to grow up and not fall over. So what I'll do, I'll get the wood chips for this guy here. So back with another load of chips here. And spread them around this guy as well. And this grass is so thick here, it's unbelievable. It's really hard to deal with, so hoping that this helps out a lot. Because I've sort of ignored these trees for the past year or so. Just due to the fact that the garden's so big I don't have time to take care of everything. But I've got a bit of time right now that I really want to get this section sorted out while the grass is low. It's easier to get to. If I was smart, I'd probably come in with a weed eater first and just cut the grass right down low so it dies off fast. Now with thinking the springtime, I'll come back with more cardboard and probably do a wider base here just to keep it at bay a bit more. Okay, so there's my little video for the day. Thanks for watching. If you know anybody that wants to learn how to make gardening easier, do no-till method, or even just getting their walkways easier to kill the weeds, send them my video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the little bell so you get the updates, and hit the thumbs up, and happy gardening.